Hello YouTube! Welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, I have not seen y'all since right before Christmas. I am so sorry. Lots have been going on because of I had Christmas and then I had family up and I had school starting back and all this other stuff going on, and it was a lot. So I'm sorry that I did not post during these last few weeks. I just started school back this last Monday, which it's been going fantastic. Last semester of senior year, whoop whoop. So yeah. Today we found out that my mother does not have any traces of cancer in her body anymore. Thank God. She has to do one chemo every 2 weeks, and it's just a 30-minute chemotherapy instead of 4 hours of chemo. So she's gonna be feeling a lot better, and hopefully I'll get to have her on here. She's growing her hair back, which is fantastic. And so yeah, I thought today that I would just tell another spooky story of mine. So let's see, which one do I want to tell? Okay, I'll tell you guys about like right before, let's see, I had a mother before this one, but she was only my stepmom. And before we went to live with her, we lived in her grandpa's old house, who had died in the house, which wasn't a big deal. But I never really liked the house. I didn't like the feeling of it. I really did not like it. But we went ahead and moved in. We settled everything. And it really didn't take very long for things to start happening. There was multiple things that happened in this house. One of the things was, it was 2 months after we moved in. We had already heard voices and stuff like that in the house, which is normal stuff for me personally. My dad, he didn't hear them, but I heard them and my brother heard them. Sorry, my cat was just looking at me weird. Anyways, so one of the first experiences we had in that house was, it was raining outside, and the rule was, in my house, is if it's raining outside or if it's muddy outside, you take off your shoes before you get in the house. It's how we kept the house clean, because obviously my dad was a single parent and all that. So everybody always took off their shoes, and our shoes would be sitting by the door. Well, on this particular day, there was mud prints going through the house. And my dad, he started yelling. He was like, "Who didn't take off their shoes when they came in from outside?" We're like, "Dad, we both did. They're sitting by the door." And he was like, "But I took off my boots, so whose boot prints are these?" And the way that it went from the front door all the way around and down the hallway towards where my dad was sleeping, which was her grandfather's old bedroom. And so that really freaked us out, but we were like, okay, no biggie. It was probably just we forgot. Even though everybody was accounted for, we were just like, oh well. The next thing that happened in that house actually happened to me. I was laying in my bed, and I kept my closet doors open at the time. I wasn't scared to have them open at night, and that was fine. Well, I needed to drink water in the middle of the night, so I got up, went into the kitchen. My dad was asleep on the couch because he worked really, really late into the nights, and when I came back, all of my clothes had been thrown out of my closet onto the floor, and everything was off except for 4 things, and they all belonged to her grandfather, which freaked me out. But I picked it up, I shoved it back into the closet, and I went back to sleep. That happened twice in that house, which really sucked because it took a long time to put the stuff back up. And then another occurrence that happened was with my brother and me both at the same time. So it was like a few nights after the clothes thing, and I was laying in bed waiting for my dad to come tuck me in for the night, and he was tucking my brother in. Well, he tucked my brother in, and he had went to the kitchen to get a drink, and there was a bang on my brother's side of the wall. And so I was like, well, he probably went back in there, hung something up, and did all that. Well, he came in there, told me goodnight, and he left. I didn't mention anything about the bang because just assumed. And the next morning, my brother looked at me and he was like, hey, did you bang on the wall last night? And I was like, no, I thought y'all were hanging something in your bedroom. And he was like, no, we weren't hanging anything. We didn't hit the wall. I didn't hit the wall. And I was like, what? I was so confused because seriously sounded like on his side, and he said it sounded like it was on my side. So there was actually about this much space in between our walls, because we had seen a crack outside before. So it was probably from there. We don't know for sure what happened with that. And then one more instance that I'll tell y'all. I'm sorry, there's noises going out in my hallway. Anyways, sorry. There's things already happening over there. Anyways, so one more instance that happened in this house. I have so many more, but I'm just doing the easy ones. My brother was asleep. I was asleep. My dad was asleep. And I heard that bang again. And I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to worry about it anymore. And the next morning, my dad walked into my brother's room, and he had got hit with something in the eye, and he still has a scar from it, and it hit him right here in the eye, cut his eye open so bad that he had been bleeding all night. And it wasn't fast blood, so he didn't lose so much, so we had to take him to the hospital, but it was a significant amount of blood. And we couldn't explain it. There was no sharp edges for him to be hit with. No pictures by his bed. He didn't fall off the bed. He was laying on his bed when my dad found him. Nothing was able to hit him. Nothing. Like, his bed, we, sanded it off because we were really bad about scraping our arms and stuff at night, and so we sanded our bed frames, that way we didn't hit them. So there was no way. And what my theory is that I wouldn't say demon, but spirit in that house hit him with something, and then it hit the wall. And that's what I heard. It freaks me out so bad because that was one of the scariest houses that I have ever lived in. I've lived in a bunch of haunted houses, but that was that one's number 2. Number 1 is the house that I'll probably talk about next week, but yeah, just that house was not a good house for us to stay in. I'm so glad we got out of there when we did, because I don't think that we would be alive if we didn't. It was that bad. There's a family living there now, and I'm just like, I hate driving past there because I just feel that coming off, because it's really close to the road, and I can just feel all of that energy in the house just coming off of it, and it's the worst feeling in the world. But, well, that is the stories for this week. Like I always say, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you guys want. I will accommodate. The next few weeks, I'm hoping to post, but next week I am starting practice for Grease at my school, and I'm gonna be in it, and practice starts next Thursday, so I'll be busy with that, but I will definitely try and get back on here and post for y'all. Alright, well, I guess that's it. I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and I hope that you guys have a blessed day. Excuse me, I'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.